DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky Beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon. Please join me in welcoming my other Vixens. First up, we've got the beautiful purple-haired, lovely Lumi. How you doing, Lumi?
I had to turn on my blue lights. I'm wonderful.
What up?
Oh,
What
good.
up?
I'm wonderful.
How's it going? Welcome to the show. And let's welcome Jennifer, the TheJuiceFairy.
How's everybody doing this lovely Sunday?
Hi, Jennifer. I love the picture behind you. Did you paint that?
That's one of mine.
It's so pretty. And last but not least, we've got the lovely, the bodacious mistress, Rin. How you doing, Rin?
Hi.
You like that? You like being bodacious?
It was great.
Nice, right? I think it suits you. Yeah. How's it going? How was everyone's weekend?
Good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend too. It was nice and chill.
Nice. I like chill weekends. I had a pretty chill weekend myself.
I was working in the yard, so I was trying to get some sun. It's very hot
Nice.
out.
Yeah, got some yard work done.
Mhm.
Very cool. Very cool. It's been kind of chilly and cloudy here, so we didn't do any yard work this weekend. But we did go over to my grandmother's house and helped her do some like meal prep. So we cooked up a bunch of things that could be like portioned out and thrown in the freezer, so like she didn't have to cook and stuff. She can just pull out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want that. Want to come to my house and help me meal prep? Teach me the ways?
Yeah,
That
sure.
sounds
It was a
that
lot
sounds
of
pretty
fun.
good.
We had there were like 4 or 5 of us in the kitchen all just working together and doing a bunch of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Of course, I love cooking. Cooking is a passion of mine, so I always have a good time doing it.
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
cooking, this week I tried this new recipe and it was a complete bomb. It tasted just like warm coleslaw. It was a cabbage meal and it looked good on the internet. And I thought, hey, let me try that. But then when it came out,
I
it was
really thought that I would like it too because I like sautéed cabbage. You know, like with bacon and garlic and stuff. Like I like sautéed cabbage, but I think the way they did it and like what they put in it, and then the fact that it was warm, just like was too reminiscent of coleslaw. You
and
know
there
what I mean?
wasn't enough fatty, bacony kind of stuff in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to set it apart from like this should be a warm dish.
Yeah.
You need lard.
It had cream cheese and it had a lot of cheeses in it. So it was a cheesy type.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be coleslaw. It was a cabbage dish that was supposed to be cheesy and look delicious. It looked delicious coming out, but
Yeah.
it did not taste delicious.
Jennifer, you need to make that turnip and kohlrabi au gratin so that you can remind me how to make it. I have this recipe, or I had this recipe. I made this dish, but I don't have the recipe. I just have the ingredients that were used in it, and I'm like, I don't know how I did this. I don't remember. So like,
And
maybe
I looked at it. I just haven't
remember.
bought all the ingredients for it. Today I just made a chicken, chickpea, and butternut squash dish.
Nice. I love butternut squash.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, chickpeas are pretty good too. That sounds good.
It has coconut oil in it too, so it's sweet and savory.
Ooh.
I'm
The
currently in
coconut
the
gives it a
process of
sweetness.
trying to learn how to cook and all that fun stuff and eating healthier, and I'm failing, I think. I don't know how to cook.
Keep at it. It'll come. It just
Well, my fat ass is trying to get rid of some of this, flab.
yeah. Now's the time. Get rid of that. Get rid of the winter blubber.
I could afford to lose a little bit of weight, but I more
don't
so
think you
want to
can.
do it so I can feel healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main goal. I just want to live a little longer.
I don't
die
care
no
if I
heart
live a
living,
little longer. I just want to be healthier.
Well, healthy equals long, good life.
I don't know about that.
All right, guys. As you can see, the profile that we worked on this week, freaking awesome. It was submitted. Who submitted this bad boy? It was submitted by Dale, by ID10T. Attaboy, Dave, getting other people to do profiles for you, like always. But I was sure happy to do it because this is right up my alley. I had a good time with it. Did you guys enjoy mixing this up?
I enjoyed vaping it. Mixing it was pretty easy for me. It's just all the flavors that I would normally have used on a custardy thing with cookies in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to do something and I couldn't quite figure out how to get to what I was trying. So I do like what I have, but I was basically, oh my goodness, stop, turn that away.
Someone's popped
Shit. I just threw my phone across the room. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna need a little bit of help with mine. It's good, but it's not quite what I wanted it to be.
Okay, we can talk about it when the time comes. How about you, Rin? Did you enjoy it? Do you like this kind of thing? Did you like mixing it up?
I mean, it's not my profile, but I mean, pretty much if it's not fruit, it ain't my profile.
I was
But
gonna say, even though it's not your profile, like I just have a feeling that you would be really good at this kind of thing. Like
I really wanted to throw a tobacco in it.
oh really? No.
Because I mean,
Let me tell you about me wanting to put some shade in this as well. And I don't mean shade like shade,
because it's just like an RY4, but like every RY4 I've tried, I haven't really cared for. So, like, you have to build it, and this had like all the elements.
If you build it, they will come.
Outside of a cream, you typically wouldn't really put cream with tobacco, but
Yeah.
I don't know, you would, but you add the vanilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yep. There you go.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's more something that my dad might like because he likes butterscotch quite a lot. So yeah, it's not bad or nothing. It's just nothing I would vape all day. It's too much for me.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, how about you go first this time? I think it's been a while since you've gone first.
Yep, it sure has. So I really wanted to do like another banana pudding with butterscotch in it.
I figured.
Like,
I
but I didn't do that.
okay. All right.
I kind of did without the banana, but
That's probably why I thought that you'd be good at this profile because it makes me think of your banana pudding.
yeah, I mean, you could throw butterscotch in that and
Yeah.
good. But yeah, so for like the pudding custard type base, I used Flavora custard, vanilla custard at 1%, vanilla Flavora vanilla pudding at 0.75. Then I added 1% Flavor West butterscotch, and then I added 1% Wonder Flavors milk caramel candy. I wanted to add a caramel in there to kind of just give it a little bit more depth because I like butterscotch, but it's just kind of thin to me. Or maybe I just don't steep it long enough, or maybe it's too low. I don't know, but it just, to me, it's a little thin. So I figured the milk caramel candy might thicken it up a little bit, as well as add a milk note to the puddings and the custard and all that kind of stuff. And then I did 1% Wonder Flavor sugar cookie for the cookie part.
Nice. That's a good cookie to use. That Wonder Flavor sugar cookie.
Yeah, I mean, in aware biscuit would probably be my preferred, but I'm trying to, not stick to the same stuff because I mean that can get boring. So I've been trying to
What
use
did you
flavored.
use that? Let's see, the milk caramel candy at 1%. Did it do the job that you were hoping it would?
Yeah, but admittedly, it hasn't really steeped at all. These are like
Okay.
last minute changes because the first two just weren't cutting it for me.
Did you get it? Have you gotten any like funk from it? Or maybe 1% is low enough that you don't.
No, but I mean, it's got a lot of other stuff with it too.
I
The
think when I
butterscotch,
did is
the sugar cookie, the pudding,
yeah, true.
kind of buried.
Yeah, well, because I've only single flavor tested that flavor, and I did it admittedly way too high. I single flavor tested at 3%, and I got like that rancid, funky, like milk cheesy note. But I would be willing to revisit that in a recipe, especially lower, to see what it does. I would be really interested to see. So I might have to mix this up. Sweet. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you went with the Flavora vanilla custard vanilla pudding combo. That Flavora vanilla custard, I feel like one of those underdogs that kind of gets forgotten, And
Yeah, that was like my favorite custard for so long because it doesn't really need to steep. And like
exactly.
every other custard, you have to wait at least a little bit. Capella custard, you got to wait a month, and I hate flavor anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But I gotta wait a month for something to be good. Like it's just not gonna happen. I did try like the Chemnovatic pudding, but so far I have not been impressed with that flavor. I know a lot of people love it, but I don't know. It hasn't been doing it for me.
I tried to use that and I was sitting there like, I want to go back to Flavor's vanilla pudding, and you saying that is just like, damn it, maybe that's what I needed help with, because I was trying my damnedest to make it work.
It has a nice like vanilla note to it, but like everything else is just kind of meh to me. But I'm broken, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
Sometimes you're broken, but you're broken in a good way because you keep pumping out good shit.
Yeah, so you might have discovered
you're broken, you're overcompensating,
Yeah. All right.
Your brokenness might have even discovered what I was trying to figure out with my recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Could be. I don't think custard and pudding are the same. Custard has more of an egg note to it. It's a little bit more rich to me. Pudding is a little bit lighter, more milk based.
Pudding is like that, like generic, like salad bar pudding that comes in a big old can that they just flop down. Like to me, it tastes just like that cheap generic pudding stuff, which I love. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I like pudding in real life.
Yeah.
But to me, the Flavora pudding is pretty much the only one that I like so far. But there's not really a whole lot anyway, so.
Yeah. For sure. Thank you for sharing. That looks good. Looks tasty. All right. Who wants to go next, girls?
I'm going last just so I can hear what everybody does, so I could like ponder what I did wrong with my recipe.
All right, I'll go next.
You want to go next? Because I was gonna say I don't mind going next either.
I will go next. So I just named mine mlNikon's butterscotch trifle because I'm boring. But I did for my cream layer. I did a combination of 2% TFA Bavarian cream and 1% SSA whipped cream because I wanted volume, but I also wanted like heaviness and darkness and like, sweetness. And to me, like Bavarian cream kind of has that kind of caramely baked type edge to it that I really like. And then the whipped cream is like that kind of heavy, rich, even though it's a little bit lighter, but it brings the volume, right? Pump up the volume, pump up the chair. Anyway, And for the butterscotch, I wanted it ooey gooey, like all the things. So I did 3% Flavor West butterscotch, and I bumped it up with 2% Milky Caramel Fudge by SSA. Because to me, a butterscotch needs a caramel, and a caramel needs a butterscotch. Like, they're just best friends, and they need each other to make it through life. So I wanted to do my part to help them out. So I did butterscotch and Milky Caramel Fudge. Turned out to be a really good combo. It's more butterscotch, but it's got that buttery, lighter kind of flavor, but it's still dark and sweet from the Milky Caramel Fudge. And then for vanilla wafers, I also did a sugar cookie. Only I went old school. I went Capella sugar cookie V1 at 3%. And I like it. And even though, like, you can vape this right away, let's be honest, SSA cream doesn't need that much steep. But I would highly suggest that you just resist temptation and that you give it at least 4 or 5 days, because that Flavor West butterscotch just comes out better the longer you wait.
Maybe that's what I did wrong.
The thing is, butterscotches and caramels, right after you mix them, they're gonna be lackluster. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be like meh. But you give them a week, a week steep, 5 days, and they get richer and sweeter, and it's just that's what I'm saying. And people say steeping is overrated, and I'm like, no, it's not. You need to let these things steep, let them sit and think about what they will become, and they will be glorious, as is my mix.
I am a proponent of steeping. Must be done.
It's got to be done.
I'm not.
Well, maybe that's what's wrong with your mix. Maybe there's nothing wrong with your mix but time.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe just my sinuses are what's wrong with my mix.
Sure. Or it could be a combination of both. See, there are lots of times I'll have a mix and I'm just like, man, it's all right. I'll use it for the show. Like, it's not exactly what I want, but whatever, it's fine. And I set it aside. And then on the day of the show, I always bring them back out and vape them again. And there are times it's like a switch has gone off and they're like a completely different mix. And I'm like, damn, yeah, like this is good. So who knows?
I agree. It looks good, Emily. Everything in here is pretty solid. It doesn't look like it should need anything. Is it sweet enough? You did use the Milky Caramel Fudge.
It is sweet. However, you know me, I have a sweet tooth, and if you as well have a sweet tooth and like being sweet, throw some sweetener in here. Use it like salt. I don't always put it in my recipes, but because it's kind of sweetener to me is like one of those additives. It's kind of like cooling. It's like salt. Like you do you, boo. If you want to make it sweeter, you add some sweetener, because I think it wouldn't hurt by adding a bit of sweetener to it. There are certain recipes that I will actually write it in the recipe, because I think it is like crucial. You have to have it in there.
Usually those are candies for me when I do that.
Yeah. But most of the time it's just kind of like, use it if you want it. Don't if you don't. You do you. But I would definitely not look sideways at throwing a little sweetener in the mix. I think it could help it. So, yeah.
Looks good. Looks good.
Thanks.
Last but not least, Lumi. No, just kidding. I still have to go.
Don't lie. You were sitting there being like, last but not least, me, but then you remembered I'm here.
No, I was trying to pass the buck. No, just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I was just messing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you forgot that I hadn't gone yet. you forget?
No.
Well, damn. Anyhow, so with mine, I just did a caramel vanilla is what I called it, because that's what it is. Vanilla wafers, caramel, and vanilla. So I went old school again. I do this quite often, and it is a little bit boring that I do that. I when Rin said that, I said she just called me out. I went boring again, and I know I did say last week that I wasn't going to do butterscotch again, but I had to because it just calls for it. However, it is not the star of the show. It is a background of the show for me. I went heavier on the caramel, and there's very little difference between butterscotch and caramel in the process of making it. So they go together, number one. Number two, you can always bump one and lower the other. So that's what I did. I used Flavor West butterscotch at 0.5 for the thickness that it brings to the table. And then I use caramel candy from Flavor West at 1% for all the sweet, yummy goodness it brings. And it also gives that little bit of a burnt note, hence why I also wanted to throw some shade in here, which is the tobacco from Flavor Art. I used FA cookie at 1.25%. I used cream fresh at 0.75%. That is in there to emulsify my vanilla custard too, which I used at 2%, which is, you know, for me, a reasonable amount. I see people pushing that thing up to 4%, but I mean, 2% is more than enough for me. And then I used Flavora vanilla pudding at 1.5%, which is on the high end of where I usually use vanilla pudding, but I wanted it to be nice and creamy first, like heavy pudding, vanilla, custardy notes. And I don't find that vanilla custard too from TFA has a lot of eggy notes, but it does have some buttery notes, if that makes any sense. And then the butterscotch seals the deal for that. It adds to the creaminess, but it also adds some extra depth. So it makes it super creamy and thick and palatable in the mouth. The caramel candy adds a lot of sweetener, enough sweetener for me, but anybody who likes their stuff like really, really sweet, 0.5% sweetener wouldn't hurt. But that caramel candy does continue to grow with time. And the FA cookie is the only cookie I used in here. It's a good old-fashioned cookie that doesn't add a whole lot of sweetener to the mix. I found this mix to already be sweet enough, so I didn't need a sugar cookie. I didn't need anything that was going to add even more sweetener in it. So that's why I went with Flavor Art. That's it. Simple, easy, good old custard.
You know, I almost did Flavor Art cookie for my Nilla wafers. Because you know that I think they're a little more authentic, if you will, because it's a little crispier, a little grainier. But I was like, I was in the mindset of, you know, flavor trumps authenticity sometimes. I like Capella sugar cookie because I wanted it buttery. You know, I mean, I just wanted to drench this thing in butter, you know?
Yeah, I completely get that, but I have so much vanilla in here and so much caramel that I didn't need any additional butter or sweetness or anything else, like more vanilla. I didn't need any of that. So I literally, when I was thinking about it, I was like, this is the only cookie that actually fits without adding any of the other flavors more of.
Yeah, no, this looks really good. I'm surprised you only did 0.5% Flavor West butterscotch though, and 1% caramel candy. Like, it doesn't seem to be like enough caramel butterscotch goodness.
But there is. For me, there is.
Good.
Because for me, the caramel is dark and it darkens with time and it gets sweeter. So I did set a 7-day steep on this, but the longer you steep this, the sweeter it's going to get and the darker it's also going to get. So I didn't want to go too far out because I wouldn't have known, since I literally made this week, how much more of those two I would have needed. And it's perfect like this at 5-day-ish. So
nice.
If I would have added any more, it might have just been too much with time. And there's no way I'm going to go through that whole thing this week. I have way too many juices because I've been playing with blueberries.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah. I like
Oh, and I've been playing with blueberries because I got this new Zenith 2. I think it's what it's called. It's a new tank by Inikin, and it's an MTL, right? But it's quieter. So I'm trying to make something really powerful in the blueberry realm for an MTL.
okay.
And so I have a bunch of little blueberries laying around, and I end up, with MTLs, you don't vape as much. So
Yeah,
how am I ever gonna get to more?
Last week you were asking about the blueberry trinity or whatever. Did you try that combo that I suggested?
Yep, that didn't
What
do
do you
it.
think of it?
It's good. It's a good combo, but it didn't do it for MTL.
Okay. Okay.
It needs a lot more blueberry. Blueberry goes away, and it might just be my taste buds, but I had somebody else taste it, and he was also
I
saying it
don't
needs
mouth
more
the
blueberry.
lung, so it could very well just, not be a very good, mouth to lung potent enough.
It just needs a lot more in an MTL, and it doesn't come. And then I tried that boysenberry, and it gave me a grape note once I pushed it up. It was too grapey, so
Really?
that's not going to get it.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
I went back and literally went back to watch the blueberries and noted and watched and listened and learned because I'm blueberry blind a little bit. So I was like, okay, let me see what everybody else is saying. And then I was like, so I tried all y'all's recommendations and I was like, oh, this tastes like great. Once you start playing with MTL recipes, everything changes. Like the rules go out the window. Some of them stay the same, but some rules just go out that window and you just got to start from scratch.
World.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole new world. So have you settled on a blueberry combo yet, or are you still working on it?
I did. I think I settled. I'm still playing with the percentages, and it's blueberry. Funny enough, blueberry wild and blueberry extra from TFA.
No way, you went old school.
Yeah,
and that worked.
And I guess old school is what they were using those clearizers. You know what I mean?
They were, yeah, they were doing.
And then I did use a little bit of boysenberry, but I couldn't push that one up. I just did it for the backup. And I even used Flavor Art bilberry in there and Flavor Art sweet blueberry. So, I mean, it's got a shit ton of, it's got 4 blueberries in it.
Damn.
I don't know how to get it where I want it at the right level. So I've got those 4 blueberries and I'm just pushing them and moving them around to see which one fits.
Cool. All right, Lumi. Yo, you're up, man.
All right. So I couldn't find my Flavora butterscotch. I don't know where I put it. I need to go find that. So I used butterscotch ripple. Actually, no. Let me redo this. Not do it, but like what I was going for was like a caramely pudding. I thought about going butterscotchy, but I really wanted to do caramely pudding. So for the wafers, I did crumble topping, super concentrate wonder flavors at 1.11%, graham cracker flavora 0.99%, vanilla pudding for the puddinginess at 2.11. I was hoping that it would be a strong, moist shit pudding. Not the M word. And then for the carameliness, I did caramel candy TPA with the assistance of butterscotch ripple at 0.29%.
Okay.
Where I got kind of torn was last time I used TPA's caramel candy. I remember everybody saying that there was a better one that was similar, and I could not for the life of me remember what it was.
Maybe Flavor West. I don't know. I like TFA caramel candy. The only thing I can think of is maybe the butterscotch ripple could be way higher. I use that at like 3 or 4%.
Yeah, me too. Butterscotch ripple, I can push that. It's a great
flavor. It's a really good butterscotch, like a creamy, lighter butterscotch. But at 0.29%, I can't imagine you're getting much of anything.
Well, I get it when I'm vaping it.
Yeah.
and it's quite delightful. But I think I needed a better pudding. That's where I'm like kind of torn. Like it's still really good, but
I think that butterscotch ripple, you'd be surprised if you push that even to 0.5 or 1%, will add some pudding to your mix.
Yeah, because it's creamy.
It's a pudding. It's like a butterscotch pudding.
Yeah, and the Caramelic vanilla pudding is good. Like it's thick and rich. You know, it's like a medium vanilla. Like I don't see anything wrong using that pudding.
It also could just be my taste buds because my sinuses have not been friendly this year.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with your recipe. I see absolutely nothing that I would change other than maybe pushing that butterscotch ripple up a little bit.
Yeah, I think me as well, because you know, I really like the idea of using the Flavora graham cracker, because not only does it like add like that graininess for the vanilla wafers, but you get a little bit of the malty, darker sweetness that you want with it to accommodate or accompany. That's what I'm looking for. The butterscotch, right? Like you want that kind of that a little bit darker kind of gooey sweetness, and I think the graham cracker is helping with that.
And I also sometimes like, and I learned this from Fresh, so it's like in my mind now, graham cracker Flavora will always remind me of vanilla wafers because that's what Fresh uses.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't see anything wrong with your recipe. It might be your sinuses.
And the crumble topping to add some buttery, like softer kind of soft baked cookie type notes to do with that graham cracker. Like I'm here for it. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I would just bump up the butterscotch ripple, and I think that would be fire.
I shall try it.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'll say also, even if you bump up that butterscotch ripple, I don't think it's going to take away from your caramel at all.
No, because that's that's a prominent flavor. And butterscotch ripple is a little bit lighter.
And then you said it's going to grow still. I like it where it's at. So if it's still going to grow before I vape the whole bottle.
Yeah, butterscotch ripple does grow a bit. With the steep too. So yeah, so maybe don't do anything until you've knocked out that bottle. And if you like it enough and you want to mess with it, mix it again.
I love it the way it is. I was like, I think I wanted a more pudding note from it.
Well, I think maybe the butterscotch ripple will get you more of a pudding note with a couple of days.
It will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So for judges' sake, put on your recipe 3 to 5 days steep so that they can get the creaminess that you're looking for. Make them hold it for a couple days.
That way they can get the optimal effect.
Well, I'm still like, I don't know. I'm still content where it is, but for my own personal sake, I'll probably mix it again with that because
let me know how it turns out.
I learned from Fresh. So everything that I do, I prefer to be a shake and vape because Fresh is like the god of shake and vapes. And me being his
I don't care if he's the god of shake and vape. There's no way he can vape everything that he mixes as a shake and vape. Some stuff has sat on just because he makes so much stuff.
I don't know. I've been pretty successful at it. Being his senpai / Padawan.
I don't know how. I have too much shit laying around to vape all of it right away. Yeah. Maybe you guys just don't mix as much as I do.
Even my shaken vapes I let steep. Like I don't vape anything.
My stuff just steeps on accident because I can't vape that much. Fast.
You can't get to it fast enough. Yeah. All right. So we had a few people play along with us. 4, I believe. So why don't we go over that before we talk about our next show's profile. Jennifer, how about you read the first one?
Sounds good. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, it's in the chat notes.
So Ginny is the first one. It's pulling up. She's butterscotch pudding MIXINVIXENS. So she used butterscotch FA, which is pretty good butterscotch because it's butterscotch with a caramel note. So it's a darker butterscotch. Vanilla wafers with milk from Purelum at 2%. I have no idea what that flavor tastes like.
That's good.
Vanilla pudding from Flavora at 1.5%, and that's a pretty standard percentage for that one. And vanilla whipped cream from Cap at 2%. I would think that out of all these, I don't know what that vanilla wafers with milk is like, but I would think that 4% of creams, of vanilla type creams would be good with that vanilla pudding from Flavora at 1.5. Vanilla pudding fixes everything. 1.5 is right at the suggested mid-range. I don't know what the Purelum mid-range is or vanilla whipped cream from Cap, but I would imagine that it's around there. And I know for sure butterscotch from FA, the mid-range is 1% as well. So
yeah, 1% is good for FA butterscotch. That's a good butterscotch, you're right, because it does have a little bit of a darker kind of caramel note in with it. And that Purelum Vanilla wafer with milk, I really like that flavor. It's got like a nice like darkness. Like it's not real accurate to vanilla wafers. It's a little bit darker, but it's really good, and it carries a little bit of that kind of dairy that I think would just blend in with the vanilla pudding and you know, you can't go wrong with vanilla whipped cream, guys.
Yeah, it finishes. It's a good finish. I mean, that's what I say vanilla whipped cream, and it's a good finish on a vape. When you're taking a vape, it gives you that last good finish on it.
It does. Yep. Kind of coats your palate with that Capella vanilla that stands out, but it's so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks good, Jeannie. All right. I will do the next one. We've got Darcy. Darcy did caramel scotch trifle, #MV. Darcy82 is her name on ELR. She did 2% Flavor West butterscotch. Ooh, 2.5% Capella caramel. 0.5% FA condensed milk. 3% creamy sponge cake by Flavor West. 1.5% Flavora vanilla pudding. And then 1.5% Flavor West yellow cake. Wow, I am really intrigued by this recipe. That the creamy sponge cake and yellow cake combination, that's real nice. Like as far as like cake goes, like that's I mean, it's gonna be rich and sweet. And I don't know if you guys used FA by condensed milk. It's a little pungent, but I think at 0.5%, it might kind of blend in. I'm hoping it blends in well, but it's even though it's very pungent, like it's got that mouthfeel, like it's thick, you know, like it's got that thing. And then Cap caramel, I have to be honest, I don't use that one very often in vaping. What I do is I actually use it in real food. But I like it because it's really dark. It doesn't have as much like sweetness or richness as some of the others like caramels out there, but it does have like a darkness that I really like, and it looks like you would need that with, or that it would go well with like the yellow cake and the you know, and then of course Flavor West butterscotch. What is there to say? You know, it's just awesome. So thanks for playing along, Darcy. It looks good. Rin, you want to do the next one?
Sure. Butterscotch Bliss by Amber K. She did brown sugar VSO 0.75, butterscotch Flavor West 2%, butterscotch Ripple Flavor West 3%, caramel candy TFA 1%, Inawera Shisha Vanilla 1%, Sugar Cookie Wonder Flavors 2%, Capella Super Sweet 0.5%, and Whipped Cream Fresh by Wonder Flavors at 2%.
Butterscotch Bliss. Oh man, I'm so excited. I just got a bunch of VSO flavors, so I want to try that VSO brown sugar. I haven't tried it yet. Have any of you guys, you tried it?
I will be testing it on Tuesday.
Yeah. But I bet butterscotch with, or brown sugar with butterscotch and butterscotch ripple and caramel candy. Oh yeah, I'm here for it. That looks ooey gooey. That looks ooey gooey. And then, you know, I'm loving using the Inawera vanilla shisha with for like the main kind of vanilla cream component.
Yeah, I like that too. It looks good, except I usually use vanilla shisha at about 0.5, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wonder what it would do with all those butterscotch at 1%. Now she's got me curious.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really good. And I have to admit though, I don't have much experience with Wonder Flavors whipped cream fresh.
Me neither, but it looks damn interesting.
Yeah, this mix looks super interesting. Something
I wonder, Rin, have you tried that Wonder Flavors whipped cream fresh?
If I did, it was in something, not just single flavored.
Well, only reason I'm asking is because I know that you're always looking for the perfect whipped cream.
That's a newer flavor, right?
Yeah. It was from, I think, the last new run.
Okay.
Supposedly it's really good and it doesn't need steeping, so.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I feel like Noted just did a whipped cream episode. Why didn't I test this flavor for that? Oh well. Yeah, no, this looks good. It looks very blissfully butterscotchy.
I want to say the last time you did the Wonder Flavors thing, you got yours late, so maybe that's why you.
Oh, that could be it. Yep, I just didn't get it in time. Yep, that could be it. That could be it. All right, and we've got one more. Play along with this.
I wonder who will read it.
I wonder. Did he let me down? Did he use? He didn't use Lummi%. Okay, fucking Sam. I am Sam. No, you're a dirty cookie is the name of I Am Sam's. He did not use Lummi%. He is fired. Fired. He did cookie flavor up at 1%, cookie dough flavor 0.80%. He went the tobacco route, mild tobacco flavora 2%, smoked butterscotch flavora 1.2%, sweet cream flavora 0.8%, vanilla tobacco flavora 1.2%. This looks like he's trying to get into the Flavora's cookbook.
Sam! Oh, I completely forgot to use smoked butterscotch. I missed an amazing opportunity. That is such a good flavor.
Hey, I have mine pulled down from thinking about possibly using it instead of butterscotch ripple, but I was torn.
It's so good. Like that. Oh man, yeah. I don't care about the tobacco, but like the rest of the recipe looks awesome. I love that you use the Flavor cookie dough in this too. This looks minus the tobaccos. This looks really good, but
Emily, you can't minus the tobaccos. There's more than one in there.
Exactly. Like this recipe is a tobacco recipe, so I can't just dissect his recipe and just be like.
It actually looks very good. It looks like a dessert tobacco. It looks like a vanilla caramel dessert tobacco.
I want more cream in it. That's my only critique.
Yeah.
And Lummi% would be nice, since I do read your recipes every week.
Don't do it, Sam. Don't do it. Don't.
You can't use too much more cream in this. That sweet cream is plenty for a tobacco.
And isn't cream with tobacco, it's kind of weird.
Oh, I don't
Sometimes,
do
sometimes.
tobaccos.
Sometimes it is. I think that he's got a really good percentage on the creams in here.
Maybe. I don't really touch tobacco.
Yeah, me neither. I don't mess with that. All right, Sam. Yet again, you did it again. Looks like another recipe. Thanks for sharing.
Maybe we'll
He's
see you
always,
in that
like-
Flavora cookbook.
I swear, that boy, he's always like teaching me something or showing me up somehow, or like, like it seems like every week
Using something you forgot to use.
yeah, I was like every week I'm like forced to look at his recipe in like a different way and be like, oh, okay, like he's always good at you, bud. Good at you. All right. So next week's Father's Day, so we're not gonna do a show next week. But the week after that, we're
going to give our producer some time with his children, and we're going to give you guys a break so that your wives, your children can enjoy time with you and not say, what are they doing watching these girls talk about recipes? He does that enough.
Yeah, for sure. He's a good dad. He deserves to have the Father's Day off.
That's right.
But the profile that we're doing next week, Jennifer picked it, and it was submitted by Ken Paboin. And it looks like this kind of watermelon-filled cocktail thingamabob.
I've got that made already. I've been baking that.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet. Because I'm like, it doesn't look like it needs that much steep, and I have a lot of other things.
And you'd be surprised how badly you can mess up a strawberry watermelon with orange and lime.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how easily you can mess that up.
Yeah.
Dude, the wrong
there's a lot
percentages
going
on that. And then it's even got like a little hint. If you look at the corner at the leaves, it's got some mint.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm like, do I want to include the mint? Do I want to? Because it's a lot going on. So I'm like, do I want to be selective and leave something out, or do I want to try to throw everything in? Or
I threw everything in and the kitchen sink that you can't see because it's probably just in the liquid underneath.
Yeah.
Once limes get introduced, I get to take that week and be like, this is what I'm going to do because I can't use limes.
Yeah, I get it. And I'm not big on lime either, so I did a little trick with it. I just used something that is got lime, supposedly. Fruit punch has lime in it.
Yeah. Sure. So it'll be anything. It'll be interesting to see what everybody comes up with. Chat right now is trying to figure out what's the purple things, the purple ice in the watermelon.
Oh, it's whatever the liquid is underneath.
Somebody took my bath water after washing my hair.
Yeah, that's it. Lumi hair.
Right. Guys, well, that's the show. If you like us and you like what we do and you'd like to support us in a fun, tasty way, there's a couple places you can do that. Over at flavorjungle.com, we still have a couple one-shots if you want to check us out there. DIYflavorchaser.com, we have one-shot line there. Or if you happen to be shopping at Chef's, those same one-shots are there as well under the Mixin Vixens. We would appreciate it if you threw us some love. If not, we love you anyway. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see you the week after next. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.